Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are from Group 8. We will be presenting our material, which is an evaluation. Before that, we would like to introduce ourselves first. My name is Jadi Salsabila.
And my name is Daida Pratili.
Okay, let's start our material. Okay, the first material is what is evaluation. Evaluation is the process of looking at all aspects of curriculum design to see if a course is the best possible. It involves examining both the result of the course and the planning and the running of the course.
Next is step in evaluation. Number 1 is find who the evaluation is for and what kind of information they need. Number 2 is find what the result of the evaluation will be used for to improve the course, to decide whether to keep or get rid of the course. Number 3, decide if the evaluation is necessary or if need information is already available. 4 is decide what kind of information will be gathered, amount of learning. And 5 is try to gain the support of the people involved in the evaluation. Number 6 is decide how to gather the information and who will be involved in gathering of information. Okay, in the next slide, there are quality of learning, quality of teaching, quality of curriculum design, quality of course administration, quality of support service, library, language lab, and the other. Teacher satisfaction, learning satisfaction. Number 7, decide how to present the finding. Number 8, decide if a follow-up evaluation is planned to check the implementation of the findings. Evaluation is very important to ensure the quality of the education or courses provided. This evaluation helps to improve weakness and increase excellence in the learning process. So, by carrying out a good evaluation, we can ensure that the education or courses provided are truly useful and effective for all parties involved.
Okay, for the next material is purpose and audience of the evaluation. The first is evaluation scope. Define the boundaries of the evaluation. What specific areas or aspect will the evaluation cover? This helps to ensure that the evaluation stay focused and relevant. The second is importance of focus. Emphasize the need to concentrate on key objectives during the evaluation. Focusing on important areas ensure that the evaluation is effective and meaningful. The third is pre-evaluation preparation. Involves planning and gathering necessary research and information before starting the evaluation. Proper preparation ensures that the evaluation runs smoothly and efficiently. The fourth is confidently and information gathering. Highlights the importance of protecting sensitive information during the evaluation process. It also involves collecting accurate and reliable data while maintaining privacy. Stakeholder interest. Ensure that the needs and concerns of all relevant stakeholders, example, employees, customer management, are considered during the evaluation. This helps to create a more comprehensive and balanced evaluation. Purpose and transparency clearly define the goals of the evaluation and ensures that the process is open and transparent. Transparency builds trust and makes the finding more credible. The last is feasibility assessment. Involves checking if the evaluation plan is realistic and achievable within the available resource, time, and budget. It's important to assess feasibility to avoid any obstacle during the evaluation.
On the other slide, there is step evaluation. Formative and summative evaluation, formative evaluation, summative evaluation. Evaluation time period, short-term evaluation, long-term evaluation. Factor considered in evaluation, cognitive factor, affective factor, research factors, process as product evaluation. Process evaluation, product evaluation.
Okay, for the next material is gaining support. Gaining support for the evaluation. The first is addressing concern. Listen to and resolve any worries stakeholder might have about the evaluation. And the next is improvement and cooperation. Engage stakeholder actively to ensure smooth cooperation and relevant result. And the next is use of a respecter. Outsider being a neutral external expert to enhance the credibility of the evaluation. Stakeholder involvement involves stakeholder in the process so they are more likely to support and act on the findings. Empowering aspect. Empower stakeholder by including them in the decision making, making them more engaged. Less is gaining support. Keep building support throughout the process with clear communication and by showing the evaluation's value. Okay, the next is gathering information. This is the overall process of collecting data that is relevant to the research topic. It involves various methods such as interviews, surveys, observation, and using existing record or data search. The first is interviews, a method of data collection where the researcher asks participants questions to gain insight into their thoughts, experience, or behaviors. Interviews can be structured with set questions, semi-structured with some flexibility, or unstructured, more conversational. Self-report scales. These are survey or questionnaires where participants rate their own behaviors, feelings, or attitudes. Commonly, this scale use a numerical system, example 1 to 5, to measure the intensity or frequency of a particular characteristic. The next is observation. This is involved systematically watching and recording the behavior of action of individuals or group in a particular setting. Observation can be done in natural environments or controlled settings, and the researcher may be an active participant or a passive observer. Checklists. These are tools used to ensure that all necessary items, behaviors, or steps are not all complete. During data collection, checklists help researchers ensure that they have recorded specific information or observe certain behaviors.
On the other slide, there are formative evaluation as a part of a course. This can be done in the following ways. Number 1 is part of the curriculum design can be negotiated between the teachers and the learners. See Clark 1991 for an excellent discussion of this. Number 2, the course can include periodic and systematic observation of classes by teachers' peers. Number 3, the staff hold a regular meeting to discuss the progress of the course. Number 4, teachers are required to periodically fill self-evaluation form that they discuss with a college. Number 5 is learners periodically fill course evaluation form. Number 6, some class time is set aside for a learner discussion of the course and providing feedback for teachers. Number 7, Occasionally, an outside evaluator is invited to evaluate as formative evaluation as a part of the course. Is it important to decide on the focus of the evaluation? Decisions should primarily be based not on particular factors, but on the type of information required to achieve the evaluation objective. It's better to have a little relevant data than a lot of data that does not address the main evaluation problem. For example, when a school evaluates as a new learning program they have implemented, involving curriculum designers and teachers in the evaluation process can help them understand what is working well and what needs improvement. In this way, they can continue to improve the quality of education they provide to students. This about how curriculum design can involve teacher and student participation in the evaluation and subject development process, as well as the importance of communication and collaboration between all parties involved in education.
The result of evaluation. When an evaluation has been done, the result needs to be present. This presentation involves ethical issues, particularly those of confidentiality and consideration for the feelings of others.
Now is the last part, the result of an evaluation. 1. Discover and purpose and type of the evaluation. Number 2. Assess the time and money need. Number 3. Decide what kind of information to gather. Number 4. Gain the support of the people involved. Number 5. Gather the information. Number 6. Present the findings. And number 7. Apply what has been learned from the evaluation. And 8. Do a follow-up evaluation. The last part is the result of an evaluation. In this case, evaluation helps us to see what works and what does not in the curriculum that has been designed. By finding weakness, and we can improve them so that the curriculum become better. Evaluation also helps teachers to improve their skill and feel more confident in teaching. So evaluation is not just about assessing, but also about improving and increasing the quality of teaching.
Okay guys, that's all from us. Thank you for your attention and wassalamualaikum
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Dadah.